What's going on, guys? This is Forz, and I'm bringing on the live Destiny video, and we're going to be talking about the updates and the changes they made to Destiny. Now, these are major changes. This is probably like changes you would see probably in the next Destiny game. These are the kind of changes we need to start seeing from Bungie. Now, of course, they added a couple things. They buffed the Thorn, they buffed the Red Death in a way, and they buffed the Vex back to a certain amount of attack points. But before we get into the weapons, we're going to start with the Quartermaster from the Vanguard and the Crucible. As you now can see, you can purchase materials by using Crucible marks. Crucible marks can be, of course, obtained by completing matches in the Crucible. Now this actually gives me an incentive to play the Crucible, because before the RNG was so low in the Crucible, you never got anything. Or at least for me, I never got an exotic during Crucible, and I very rarely get a legendary from it. But now, seeing that I can actually start buying materials to upgrade my weapons and armor from doing the Crucible and getting the marks, this actually is it's actually pretty cool. This way now I am able to go through the upgrading process a lot simpler, and instead of being so tedious now, or before it was really tedious to upgrade, now it's just simple. It's like right there. It's a really convenient thing that Bungie has added, and I think that's a great update. Another thing that they did that I'm not really sure of is I think they reset the rank. No, they haven't reset the ranks. Well, now the Crypt Arc is every time you level up during the Crypt Arc and you go to the messenger board right here, you'll have a higher chance of getting a legendary. So we can actually test this out right now. I'm not really sure, but this is just going to be a little side thing. Let's go ahead and grab some of this. Okay. We're going to see what the Crypt Arc gives me, because I'm really close to upgrading. Alright, I didn't get anything from there, but there's still a chance I can get something from the Postmaster because I upgraded. As you can see, I just earned 2 legendary engrams. So if you've been having that problem with the Crypt Arc every time you ranked them up and it just kept giving you rares, well, as you saw there, it just gave me legendary gear. And so what I'm doing with legendary gear for now anyways is just saving them into the vault until the new DLC comes out, so I have a chance of getting the new raid armor, or not really the raid armor, but the new legendary exotic gear. So that's actually a plus right there. That is actually, I just confirmed it now, they did actually make the Crypt Arc actually start giving you better stuff. So that's basically most of the things they did in the tower. If I'm overlooking anything, please leave a comment and tell me what I'm actually missing. But by no means does that mean we are finished with this. We still have a couple more things to show, and so follow me into the daily mission. So I made sure I have all the equipment, all the weapons I needed, because I felt that these weapons are the ones that actually meant the buff. There's a couple of weapons that actually got buffs and a couple of updates to them, but I'm not going to be covering them. I'm going to be covering Thorn, Bad Juju, not Monte Carlo, even though that is a good thing that they updated on, Minor Multi-Tool, and Red Death, and Pocket Infinity Vex Mythal class. And so the rest are the little side notes. Of course, I'm going to be telling you guys about the raid, the daily heroic stories, and the bounties, and what they've added and, they've taken away. So the best place to try this out is going to be during the daily mission. I have not completed it yet, and I'm going to be putting it at level 28, the highest level I could put it on at the moment. So just one thing to keep in mind: the damage may differ from person to person. If you have one of these exotics maxed out, or if you don't, and depending on your level compared to the level of your enemies, the damage differences can be different. In my case, I have fully maxed out Thorn, Bad Juju, and Vex Mythal class, so you can give this is a clear representation on how much damage you'll be doing to level 28 enemies. And of course, if you're facing level 29 or 30 enemies, all you gotta do is put that 20% buff. So if you're facing level 30 enemies, the damage, there's not going to be a difference between the amount of damage you put out and the amount of damage you take, because it is level 30 and it's corresponding with your level. Now if you are level 29, you do less damage to level 30s, around 20% debuff. But let's go ahead and head to the actual area and see how much damage the bad juju or the thorn can do. I'm going to start off with the bad, I'm going to keep saying bad juju. We're going to start off with the frickin' thorn and see. I don't think I have any fast reload speed for hand cannons. Actually, I could just show you a demonstration right here. So as you saw right there, the thorn actually reloads a lot quicker than it did in its previous state. It's actually a lot easier. There's stability was handled nicely. It says here that the stability and weapon handling has been increased. Alongside that, the damage per second with the poison damage has also been increased in PvE, and the reload speed, as I mentioned before, has also been increased, and so has the magazine size. This is something that we've been wanting to see ever since Thorn was even brought into the equation early days of Destiny, and it's great to see this in action right now. Of course, these guys are level 11, so you can't really see the huge difference, because you kind of expect this from a level 30 maxed out Thorn to be taking these guys out with relative ease. Of course, if you have armor or legs, or if you have any type of armor that speeds up the hand cannon reload speed, this would be really cool because you can actually reload even quicker. And if you're using the gunslinger class on your hunter, you can even reload faster, and you can actually stack it to where you'll be instantly reloading this thing. It's actually pretty cool. So go ahead and try that out with the Thorn. I'm going to show you guys right now how it deals against level 28s. These things are closer to my level, so let's see if they're going to be anywhere near my power. Reload speed is pretty decent. I'm really digging this reload speed, and the handling is just amazing. Of course, shanks are never going to be a problem for me. I can use probably the suckiest hand cannon. I can always take them down in one hit. So will drags, because they're headshots. But as you can see, it's doing 1k damage, probably like 1500 damage if you rounded it. So yeah, that's pretty much a clear representation of the Thorn and its power level, where it's at. So yeah, alright. So let's go ahead and switch this off to the Red Death. Now the Red Death got a really nice buff. It's not really the damage really, but it's the rate of fire. The rate of fire increased slightly, but burst damage reduces to compensate. So let's go ahead and try this out to level 28, and that's a guard right there. Yeah, this is definitely how would I imagine a pulse rifle. Look at this thing. Of course, these guys are majors. They're not gonna go down easy, but the rate of fire of this thing actually is a big difference. As some of you may know, when the Red Death was first sold by Xur, or sold by Xur the second time around, it was probably in its early days of Destiny. The Red Death was cool, but no one really wanted to pick it up because it was a pulse rifle, and at the time, auto rifles were dominant in the Crucible. And when people did get the Red Death, the complaint was that the rate of fire was too slow. But now, this actually makes it into a pretty devastating exotic. Of course, you guys gotta keep this in mind. The damage I'm outputting with this thing is at the max because it is at 300 attack with my level 30. So damage output may vary depending on your level and how far you've upgraded the exotic.
must belong to the House of Winter. I've never seen one
All right.
on the surface.
So we're going to kill a couple more enemies, then we're going to switch to the Vex Mythal class, and we're going to actually go into detail about the things they've changed. They changed quite a bit. They changed a lot more things than they have with the Red Death. But the Red Death is pretty self-explanatory. It's a faster fire rate. It's even more deadlier than it was before. I recommend you taking this into the Crucible and prepare to just smack everybody that's in your sight. So let's go ahead and switch to this. But first, just want to see. Yep, I'm using high caliber rounds. Snapshot I don't really care for, and I don't really care for single point sling. I also have the aggressive ballistics, more predictable recoil, enhanced impact, shorter range, and more recoil. But so that was for the Red Death. Next, you know what? Let's do the bad juju next. We'll save the Vex Mythal class for the last thing. So going to the bad juju. They added a larger clip. As you can see, before it was a ridiculous little wick 15 magazine per clip. Now it's at 22, and it has the ability to instantly reload every time you've killed an enemy. So you basically have unlimited ammo. I'm about to die, but let's see how this thing fares with weapons of light. Clearly, the bad juju is now a clear representation of what it was supposed to be. It no longer is little wick. This thing is at full power, instantly reloading itself. It's a great addition to your collection. Now, I actually do recommend now that you start using the bad juju. It actually matters now. As you see, I have not manually reloaded in about 1 minute. In the early days of bad juju, it sucked. It looked cool, but it sucked. Nobody used it. I can now see a lot more people using this weapon for Vanguard strikes, daily missions, and possibly even the Vault of Glass. I have not manually reloaded. Keep that in mind. How far can we go before we have to reload? Just absolutely devastating. And these are 28s, guys, like not too far away from my level. And there we go. It actually, we had to go through that entire armada just to get to this captain in order for us to reload. The best way to save on ammo right here. The bad juju is actually going to be one of those weapons I start to use a lot more. And if you guys noticed, one of the complaints about the bad juju was the green smoke getting in your way when you hold down the put the ADS down. So now when you aim down the sight, it disappears. So that's a big plus as well. If that was your problem, it wasn't really my problem. I didn't really mind, but if you had a gripe about that, it is now fixed and now it's gone. So there we go. That was the bad juju. Bad juju is probably the best out of not the best, but what I meant to say is the best that got upgraded, right besides the Thorn. And of course, they're all really good. I think Bungie did a very fantastic job about updating the exotics to actually make them feel like an exotic. So last but not least is the Vex Mythal class. The Vex Mythal class has been buffed up to 323 from 300. Base damage increase, fixing bug we've introduced into the previous patch. Enhanced battery upgrade by extended mag. This change still allows for a significant upgrade to magazine size, but less than before. So before, the magazine size was 56, but they upgraded it, they downgraded it to 35, and I believe that is fair, because otherwise you would just be the best. You'd be the biggest tank. So let's go ahead and try out the Vex Mythal class. And we have one more exotic after this. I'm only going to show you a little bit with the Vex Mythal class, but we have one more exotic that got really nerfed, like really bad. But now, it was alongside the Vex, but as you can see here, just instant annihilation, absolutely no chance. These things cannot touch me. If there is ever a point in time in your life where you hated the Fallen, or any little wick adds, that you take them out so fast now. And of course, if you have a fusion rifle build where it allows you to carry more ammo and speed up the reload speed for fusion rifles, this will be the best addition to your arsenal. Just really quick before I finish these guys off, let me show you what I have put for my Vex Mythical class. I put smart drift control for the precision perks, I guess, and then put the extended magazine. I don't care about send it, nor do I care about lightweight, because I think the Vex Mythical class does a great job with both already. So the last and final piece of exotic I'm going to show you that I felt I've deemed worthy of showing, besides the Red Death and the Thorn, was the Pocket Infinity. So now the Pocket Infinity has went back to its old days of getting an extended magazine. Instead of now being, I think it was 3. Yeah, it was 3 before. Oh, I think I just glitched. I just switched it out. Yeah. So yeah, it's showing 5. It's not supposed to show 5, but there you go. Okay, that's weird. But instead of 3, it shows 5 now. It wasn't like before where it showed 8, but it's still pretty sweet. Not only that, every time you miss a shot, you have a chance of returning all those bullets back into the magazine. I just fired like 12 bullets there with my Pocket Infinity. I'm not trying to kill these guys, I'm just trying to show how if you do miss a couple of shots, you're gonna get your enemy. Not only that, I feel that the charge rate is a lot faster. So yeah, I think they actually buffed up the charge rate. Nope. But it's faster. I know that for sure. It used to take like a good second before it just completely annihilated the people. So for this next fight, I'm going to have actually equip my Found Verdict. And we're going to go ahead and use the Bad Juju. Because I feel it was the best. It was the best underrated exotic. Because it was underrated and it was underpowered. It wasn't good at all. It was just really underrated and it wasn't good. Like I prefer using a rare fusion rifle. Or rare something. I don't care. Anything besides this weapon. Because it really sucked. It only had a 15-round magazine. But now, the true power. Oops. I don't want to make sure you kill your enemies. If you want that instant reload. And again, the instant reload does not take ammo out of your backpack. It just refills the entire magazine. There we go. Now this guy is the last guy to remain standing in this little wick mission. So let's go ahead and equip the Vex Mythical class. Ah! The power. Look at that. The amount of power you have now in this Vex Mythical class. And actually, if I dip in my bubble here and get myself Weapons of Light, it's around 327. That's not to say he still can kill me. He still can. It's just a lot harder. Uh-oh. Yep. So basically that's just a physical representation of all the exotics I deemed worthy of showing in this video. Of course, I'll have kind of a detailed explanation of all the other exotics I didn't really want to show. Like, there's one about the Plant C, about the Hawk Moon, about the Hard Light as well. I just didn't really want to show those because they were already, you know, great weapons to begin with. But the ones I really wanted to make a difference of is the Vex, the Bad Juju, the Thorn, and the Red Death, because I think that those are probably the best exotics you can get in the game, and Bungie has proved that the exotics were really underpowered. I was trying to find that word, underpowered. I don't want to die again. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's basically all that they've really done. There's a lot more, like this super good advice. I know that they buffed it to where the stability is now like actually you can actually take the fire rate. It was ridiculous before. It was just, you couldn't even shoot the thing. It would just shoot up right in the air. It wasn't even worth having. People dismantle down on the spot. But I'm not going to go ahead and give it a try because I do have it, but I don't feel that it's really worth me showing. And so yeah, where is this guy? Where is it? Okay. So yeah, that's basically it. I think I took him out in 4 to 5 clips. And so yeah, the Vex is back, baby. I don't think it's up to where it used to be at 34% damage, but I think they added, I would say probably around 27% more damage in PvE. So it's pretty decent. I really recommend you guys use the Bad Juju though, because the Bad Juju, that instant reload mag, is insane. But when you're doing the Vault of Glass or something like that, Red Death or Vex Mythical class all the way. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.